Morning, guys. Welcome to Coffee Chat. What an amazing morning it is, too. It just smells so fresh and clean out here, and it's been really peaceful and quiet. I don't have my neighbor, it isn't doing any landscaping today, so that's kind of a nice thing. And I got a sweet breeze coming in here just ever so slightly, and it's not even cold, so what a fantastic way to start the day as far as I'm concerned. Well, guys, I was reading two articles this morning, and the first one was really intriguing. And the reason it intrigued me so much is because long before my wife and I ever got involved in this whole digital asset space, we were big time donors to a lot of various charities. And this article was talking about that, hey, charities that don't get on board with, accepting crypto could literally be losing out of a generation of donors. And I thought, man, the guys who wrote this article sure have something on the ball because we know that this entire current system is being, taken over by this new digital asset space. And I would think that the organizations, these charitable organizations, the first ones that start to say, hey, we're willing to accept crypto, it is going to be a big deal for them. They're going to have that first mover advantage. And having said that, something else that I kind of tweaked in my mind is this. Here we are talking about this whole digital asset space and, how it's going to transform the world and all this and this and that. However, you guys listened to my coffee chat yesterday about PayPal and all that kind of problems that I was having and things like that. It is amazing how, even for us in this digital asset space, we still haven't fully transitioned into thinking about doing a lot of our, or if not all of our transacting in crypto. And so I thought to myself, you know what? With respect to any of the coaching that I'm going to do forward from now on, I think it would be wise for us, considering that is what our coaching's all about, we're going to accept crypto. Now, hey, I'll keep it up to the ISO tokens. It could be XLM, XRP, HBAR, Algo, whatever. I really don't mind that. But I just thought, what an opportunity for us to kind of take a front run here and go out and do that. And you know what? We can issue invoices and they can be tied right to current prices and on and on and on. And you start transacting in crypto and just building out the broader ecosystem. And boy, what a traceable way, the most trackable form of payment and settlement that you can have, of course, is digital assets. So I think that's where I'm going with that. Now, having said that, the second article that I read was really quite something. And now this article is coming out of the UK. And so the UK farmers have literally gone to the government and said, look, you are on the verge of a major, major crisis. And the reason that is because when you're talking about the feed for livestock, and you're talking about the fertilizer for agricultural type stuff, the prices have gone so ridiculously high that they're not able to keep up with the level of demand. And as a result, you're not seeing the major levels of production. And I guess this has been coming to a head and has finally reached such a critical level that they're saying, look, the government's not listening. We got to get out there and let the people know this is going to be a major deal. So guys over in the UK, just don't be surprised if you go to, your grocery store and you see the price of sausages or pork chops or, hamburger and all that kind of stuff just absolutely skyrocket in price because the supply is literally coming to an absolute, shocking level. And so it's going to be a major, major deal. Now, the thing that I just find so difficult to understand, when we're dealing with a lot of these various types of food crises and, supply shock and logistics and things like that is, we have the infrastructure. It's not like the world just absolutely, the physical world stopped, with being able to do thus and such. This is all a result of monetary policy. And the government just seems to be, complicit and sitting back and literally allowing this stuff to go on. I mean, we were talking earlier in the year, just a couple months ago, about the major price shocks that Europe was going to face for their electricity bills and their heating bills, this winter. And of course, some people are really hurting as a result of it. Now, this was something that was known many, many, many months prior. In fact, probably even a year prior. And it's almost as if the government just put up a show and said, well, I guess there's really not much we can do. We'll just have to deal with it when it comes, kind of thing. Now, what's crazy about that is, boy, could they sure shut the world down when it came to the big sea dump. And they had no problem rolling out all kinds of answers like quick, quick, quick. And of course, dealing with all kinds of alternatives to help deal with that. But when you're looking at, a food shortage or a power shortage, and you can see this from a way far off, and you just have the attitude and you're acting like there's really nothing we can do, and da-da-da-da-da, come on. That is absolute garbage. And the way it just boils my blood, because these politicians are not the ones that are truly hurting. Most of them are multi-millionaires. The House of Commons isn't for the common folks no more. I can tell you that right now. Now, in England, under a Westminster system, for those that don't know, there's a House of Commons and there's a House of Lords. They have that in Canada and Australia and whatever. And whether the upper house, call it the upper house and the lower house. So in Canada, the upper house is the Senate and the lower house, of course, the House of Commons. And the House of Commons was supposed to be made up of common folk that were elected by the common people in all the various ridings. Well, nowadays, those folks that are sitting in the House of Commons aren't actually living the common life. Most of them are multi-millionaires and have been put in there by various lobbying groups, and it's actually a misnomer. And they're so out of touch with the reality of the common man that it is absolutely obscene. And what the stuff that you hear some of these guys say shows you just how disaffected they are. It almost reminds you of, I think it was Marie Antoinette, when they were complaining in France, and she says, well, if they can't have bread, let them eat cake. It's almost like that. It's really insane. And this is where I think we have got to do literally, if some of these politicians could be recalled, they should be. We need to do a clearing of the house and literally get folks in there that genuinely know, number one, and care, number two, about what's going on in the country and dealing with it in such a way so that we have a country that is for the people, by the people, just like we're supposed to have, because this is getting ridiculous. These guys are getting in there and literally it's like boots on our necks, not really acting like you're there to work for us. No. Their attitude is, hey, I'm entitled to have this position. I should have this position. You know what? I know way better than you do. And I think I can make your financial decisions better than you can anyway. And so, you know what? By 2030, you're not going to own anything. And you're going to be happy about it. Yeah, right. That's, it blows my mind, really. It's absolutely insane. And guys, you know what? We have to think for ourselves. That's what I think. And we have to get out there and start really planning and preparing for ourselves, because we can't rely. Don't ever get to a place where you're going to say, oh, my government's going to take care of. No, they're not. No, they'll take care of you for sure, but they won't take care of you, if you get my meaning. So that's how I feel about that. And it's not the way that we want things to go. So that's why we have to be involved, not just spectators. We have to be participants now. That's how I feel about that. Well, guys, I have a great video for you coming out later on today that you are definitely going to want to see. And I sure hope that your day has started off great. And until we meet again later on this afternoon, I sure hope you have a good one. Take care.